Hello, my name is Doni, LaRock, and I'm an interpreter here at the National Technical Institute for the Deaf. I've been an interpreter in the educational environment for 35 years, and that includes some experience in the K through 12 setting. I'm here to discuss the role of the interpreter in the K through 12 school setting. The interpreter has a very unique responsibility in a public school environment, and the law expects the school district to hire a qualified interpreter, but this may be easier said than done. The word qualified can mean many things to many people. In the case of interpreters, a qualified interpreter is someone who has been professionally trained in American Sign Language, deaf culture, and a code of professional conduct. The interpreter hired to work with the deaf child should not be a warm body or someone who has just completed his or her first sign language class. Today, most interpreters are highly trained and may hold or have an associate, a bachelor, a master, or even a doctorate degree. In addition, they may also hold national certification from the National Association of the Deaf and or the Registry of Interpreters for the Deaf. An interpreter works with school administrators, teachers, and parents who have created the child's individualized educational program, an IEP. The interpreter is hired and assigned to be with the deaf child in academic settings and uses their preferred mode of communication or communication style of the child. Thus, selecting a qualified interpreter is extremely important, since the interpreter will also serve as the language role model for the child. It's critical that the interpreter is highly skilled and properly trained about his or her role and responsibilities in the academic environment. It's also important that school administrators, teachers, and parents also understand the interpreter's role. The interpreter should not be given additional responsibilities beyond providing 100% communication access for the deaf child. Thus, interpreters should not be asked or required to also tutor, take notes, counsel, become a surrogate parent, or supervise play. When the interpreter does those things, they can't do what they're hired to do: provide communication access in the classroom. It may be a challenge to find qualified interpreters depending on where you live. Rural communities tend to have fewer numbers of interpreters available for hire. Larger cities tend to have more choices and availability of interpreters. If you need to find a qualified interpreter, contact the local freelance agency that hires interpreters to work in the community, or a local chapter of the RID, or the national RID, or the National Association for the Deaf, or a local deaf club. Also, you could look for and find deaf individuals in your communities who use interpreters and ask for their recommendations. Any of these groups or individuals will be able to advise you to find a qualified interpreter. Some school districts have experience serving the needs of deaf children and will have a list of interpreters available in the area. Qualified interpreters adhere to a code of professional conduct. This code of professional conduct includes being involved in professional development, engaged in ethical business practices, being respectful of everyone that they work with, and following a standard of confidential communication. Hiring an interpreter that affiliates him or herself with professional organization other than professional peers and abides by a code of professional conduct will help to assure you that you have hired a qualified interpreter. Lastly, interpreters spend a lot of time with the deaf child as they provide the communication access for the child in a wide variety of situations. Thus, the interpreter develops a unique perspective of the deaf child's needs, challenges, and successes. Therefore, because of this special relationship with the child, parents or school administrators may choose to include the interpreter in meetings about the child's IEP. I hope these comments are helpful for you. Thank you.